Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and today we are going to be fixing the rotten wood that is in the top of the Schroll Coupe. So we've been moving forward pretty nicely on this car, and we have some interior stuff going. As you can see, we have the seat that we got back from Joe, who was nice enough to reupholster that for us. And while he's working on some other stuff, as far as the carpet, door cards, all those things go, we got to get all the wood that's rotten in this car replaced so that we have something to actually attach the panels he's making to. And I also want to make a roof insert for this thing that will be padded, and we need some wood to actually support the metal that we're going to put over top. So what we're going to do today is work on, I got just a pre-made wood kit. I am not very good with woodworking, so we just bought a kit that's already made for 32.5 window. We're going to get the rotten wood out of the roof of this and also over the doors, and we're going to get fresh stuff put back in. And first we just got to pull the wood out, get it on the ground, see what's there, and then of course stain it. So we're going to get working on that, and I'm going to show you guys how it goes with putting it all in. Pop out. There.
Can you get it yourself?
Yep. I put it in myself, actually.
Of course you did.
Yeah, right?
Of course you did.
I was impatient.
I totally understand. Screwdriver might not even be necessary.
Yeah, we just pulled it out and looked at it. Just had it in one day. Really good. I mean, we couldn't have nailed it any better. I have to, I'm going to put the seat back about it. It's helping me, but he couldn't have gotten it. And the way he cut that in,
There we go. That was the pop I needed right there. Oh, that is ugly. More junk. Good Lord, that stuff's a mess.
sorry to abandon you on that, Steve.
No problem.
I wanted to help you take all that mess out. So.
No problem.
Beautiful. Even if we just get this all prepped and ready to go back in and do it tomorrow, that's a big step. To have that impact thing if you end up being in.
Yeah. I think that might break something.
Like break something?
I think if we try an impact on it. You mean?
I turn it down, it vibrates as it spins.
Oh, okay.
As it spins through.
Alright, that might work then. That's,
You know, like the thing for the brake burners where you hammer it.
yeah.
I have like an air powered one.
Alright.
If any of them seem stuck, you can use that.
Just one. All the rest of them come out very nicely.
Oh, I just turned this one.
Okay. What?
Bottom right. I mean, I didn't even hit the trigger and I'm loosening it here.
I just leaned on that thing as hard as I could till I thought the screw was going to strip.
I mean,
I swear I wasn't tightening it. I swear I wasn't.
I mean, maybe I just had to threaten it.
Yeah, maybe that was... Holy...
I threatened it with the air tool and it was like, oh, I give up, I give up.
Oh, I think that I put a little oil on the back, but that stuff must be...
Yeah.
Must work magic. That's not even tight. Yeah, great. Thanks, Greg.
If that's not a sales pitch for that tool,
Yeah.
it works so well it scares the screws into being loose.
Yep. All right.
That window wants to come out.
Yeah.
We can take the window out all the way if you'd like.
Okay, that would probably be best. Or we'll end up on the...
We gotta put new crap in it anyway.
There you go. Ew. Ain't nice.
You know, I probably shouldn't. I was gonna offer you that Mercury for sale, but I won't now because it's got mice poop in there.
Yeah, I might learn to like mice. I might be able to get used to that.
I can get around. Take the windshield out all the way.
Nope.
Hey, there's a piece of wiring.
Oh, look at that.
The wiper.
Yep, the wiper.
We're gonna take the wiper out. I'm not running a wiper. It's hot.
No. Oh, man.
It's a little hot rod. We're not doing that. Maybe I should, but oh, that is electric.
Yeah, it is.
But it's 6 volt.
Oh, right.
Put a resistor or whatever on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there's captive nuts.
Oh, okay.
So we are safe there. We just right now is the time that you can actually get oil in there to
Mm-hmm.
hold that original fabric up.
Yeah. Yep, it's still stuck in there.
Still has green overspray on it. All right, so we've been working back and forth on this. Steve was working on taking the rotted out wood out. I went ahead and got some stain, and I stained all this wood just to get the areas that are hidden something on them, and then it's all set to go back up in. The nice thing is this is all put together, so I didn't have to do a lot. So over on the car here, we took, Steve took all those old nails and screws out, and he got all the remnants of wood all out in this inside area here. So what we're looking at is I also have, it's coming I think later today, this wood that goes over the door tops, and then there's this wood here in the header panel that's a little rough. It's very rough up in the front here with the door pieces go over the door. But what we need to get to is there's some screws that are actually there's like threaded inserts or pressed in inserts that are in here in this header panel to take this wood out. And right now it's about the only time we can get in there and oil those. We can put the wood back in and attach this header panel, but right now is the only time we can get in there. So we have to get in there, oil those, try and get those screws out carefully. Then we can take out these tins that go over the top of the door sill here. They have like carriage bolts that go through them. Back in like roughly here and then up in there, and then we can work on getting this B-pillar wood out. And it's taking the most time is just getting some of this hardware out, but there is some blind fasteners that you need to make sure you get in there, oil those. If you're doing this work, it's going to be very hard to get to these unless you have this roof wood out. So once we get some of those fasteners out and get all the wood out, then we can start replacing it, and hopefully these other pieces will show up in the mail so I can stain them and everything can go back together at once. But we're going to continue working on getting all this wood out here next. wanted it like that because now you could get the bolt out. You leave the leaded seam there. See how I have it spooled down now? Now you can get to everything.
Oh.
And you can still get that bolt out without messing.
There you go.
It sounds like a better plan to me.
Yeah,
I'd rather not mess with that leaded seam. Looks like the roof is nailed. Also
yeah.
nailed into the roof some too.
Yeah, because it's not coming loose here.
Yeah, it won't. It's nailed from the inside. You gotta take that panel down.
Oh, okay.
And there's more tack nails. Then you gotta take that bolt out and probably the bolt in the front too. Bend it down a little bit and it'll... Oh, we had to save that. It's a little washer, a little plate on top.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you already found that?
No, I didn't, but I see what you're talking about.
There we go. Man, that was a lot of work to get that out of there. Gotta get those screws you got that are stuck here. Good stuff, one side down. This is what it does when you work for a restoration shop and then the customer goes, what do you mean it took 40 hours to do the wood in the car?
Yep.
Well, it took us half a week to get the wood out.
Mm-hmm.
A day to shellac it all and stain it and whatever.
Mm-hmm. Custom make it out of mahogany for you.
Well, even just to put reproduction stuff back in.
Yep.
You know, probably have 2 days in doing it.
Mm-hmm. There it goes. There it is. You can use that one for a pattern.
Yeah. I feel like I shouldn't have thrown place that one, but
Oh,
look at all
man.
those nests and crap up there.
Ah, yuck! The mices.
I think there's like how the hell did the helicopter things get up in there? You know,
Mice must eat them. I don't know.
get the air gun out and blow all that out.
Yeah.
All right, so that must have been my sign to take a break because we got everything apart. Steve had to leave for the day, and we got this top section. I got that all stained and it's nice and dry, which is good. I might put another coat on once it's in the car, but for now it looks pretty good. I was waiting on the other parts because we realized that we have to put the parts that go, the panel that goes over the door and then the header panel. We really need to get those in first before we put this the wood in the top. And I went inside just to eat lunch finally at 2:30, 3 o'clock. Eat the rest of my lunch rather. And these packages showed up when I came outside, so it's awesome. So I got the last 2 packages a day later, and this should be all the stuff. So I'm gonna open these up and get them stained as well, and then I can start putting some stuff together. I think I'm gonna have to drill some holes and different things in them, more than likely, but I should be able to get these all in. So I'm hoping it goes together a little more smoothly than taking it apart did, but we'll see.
Wood to go over the doors. Good. Not all rotten. Big box. Literally.
Alright, so we just set the roof insert in just to check it, and like a lot of this stuff that's aftermarket, it doesn't always fit. A lot of these cars, it takes some tweaking. So with everything kind of clamped in place, there's a pretty big difference in this size, the thickness of where they cut this down. There's like a lip on here where they reduced it in size, and it's supposed to slip into that header panel, but the opening is considerably less. I'm going to say an 1/8 inch or something like that. So if we try and force the metal down to fit around that, it's going to fight us the whole way. It's definitely going to cause a problem. So what I'm going to do is take this little bit of lip off. We're going to have to trace along here, and I'm going to trace at the ends here where we have it clamped, and then measure whatever that is, and then we'll scribe along the whole piece and take just a little more than that off so that it actually slips in there, and then we can screw it in place, and it should work out pretty well. But that's just the stuff you're going to run into if you're putting these kits in. More than likely you're going to have to adjust the wood. When I was putting these panels over the header or over the doors in, I had to sand up front. Same thing, it was made just a little too long.
and where they cut it down, it was not cut out enough. So you have to modify almost all of these. So like I said, we're gonna mark both ends of this, scribe it, sand it down, put it back in. It's probably gonna take a few tries, and then we'll get it to fit nicely.
Ah, there's staples in there, I bet. How's that look? So it should only be
At the ends.
the corners.
Yeah. Great. Every day is an adventure.
If they were throwing sparks, there's only wood dust everywhere.
It's fine. Probably was a wood chisel. These are for metal things.
Might just have to take a sander and clean it up.
Look at that. All right.
Yeah, a little wonky down there too, but we'll let it go. You gotta restain all of it now.
I took quite a bit off, I think. No, I tried to take the whole Sharpie off. Yeah, because I just realized it's not all the way seated there, so. There we go. Alright, so after about a day and a half's work, maybe 2 days really, we got the wood kit in for the roof assembly over the doors, and then of course the header panel. And it was a lot of work. Like everything that's reproduction, the stuff didn't fit quite right, but it was decently made. Also, this is an old hot rod that sat outside for years and was beat up, and probably some of the car was a little tweaked too. But I got everything in. It actually really helped sturdy up the roof of the car. It was crazy as we were running the screws around the outside. You just saw the roof kind of like pulling back to the shape that it's supposed to have. And it's another thing checked off of the list. Over the doors was quite rotten on the passenger side in the front there. So that definitely wasn't helping things as we were starting to drive and the car would be bouncing around. That would just fall apart further. So really happy that we got this done. Eventually the plan will be probably we're going to make a roof insert for this that's potentially either smooth or a pleated roof insert in this thing that'll kind of match the style of the car. But for right now, we're just trying to get the car more solid and closer to being done, and we can do shakedown miles and all that stuff with the roof just like it is, and it should work really just fine. So that's all I have for this one. Hopefully some of the tips we gave you and showing you fitting this wood, you will have an idea what you're getting yourself into. Definitely give yourself quite a bit of time when you're doing this because it is very time consuming. Thanks guys, catch you later.